Ok, mislim da možemo da polako krenemo, ako još neko kasni priključit će nam se u toku. Dakle, dobar dan još jednom svima. Moje ime je Zoran Kalinić i danas ćemo krenuti sa kursom koji je vezan za praktične aplikacije. Sorry, I will start in English. Sorry. Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Zoran Kalinić, and today we will start with our course related to practical applications in artificial intelligence, and we will look at some real-life examples of how we can implement some artificial intelligence and machine learning methods into the analysis of business data. So we'll start. I come from Faculty of Economics at University of Kragujevac from Serbia, and here is my email if you need to contact me regarding something. The course named Practical AI Application in Business is developed within one Erasmus project entitled Introduction of Joint Short Cycle ICT Courses for Better Employment and for Students and Graduates, as the other courses that you are following during last and this and next week. So the focus of this course is on AI applications in different fields of business. So as a prerequisite to follow this course, you should have some basic knowledge of Python and machine learning. As far as I know, you had some previous courses where you have studied some Python and some machine learning methods. So I guess that will be enough for to follow this course. This course comprises of 8 hours. Out of which 3 hours will be theoretical introduction given by me. So today we will have 2 hours, and on Thursday we will have additional hour. Also, out of these 3 hours, 1 hour will be dedicated to some introduction into artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? What are its main characteristics and benefits and issues with artificial intelligence? And the next 2 hours will be dedicated to some theoretical foundations of business applications of IE. So we will see in some fields of marketing, of finance, of customer service, how we can implement some AI methods and what we can get and why it is better than some previous solutions. After these 3 hours, my assistant will give you some practical examples in Python, and it will take 5 hours of these exercises. And during these 5 hours, you will work on some real-life examples, some practical examples based on some real-life data sets. So everything will be done in Python using libraries related to machine learning, and some of the examples are enlisted here. So real estate prediction, for example, customer churn, credit card fraud detection, etc., as you can see here on the list. So you will go example by example, and she will explain you more details about the data set and about data cleaning and about preparation of data, and of course on the implementation of different artificial intelligence and machine learning methods. We will not go deeply into the theory of these methods, as you already heard it in previous courses. So let's start. We are witnesses that in the last few years, artificial intelligence is probably the buzzword everywhere, because we have a lot of applications and a lot of news and a lot of other events related to artificial intelligence. And the number of applications of artificial intelligence in everyday life is growing exponentially. And we are witnesses of the application of autonomous or self-driving vehicles, of very successful language translators or recommendation systems, which we are using almost every day. Also, if you are visiting any website, it is a great chance that that site is using some kind of AI tools in providing you services or personalized recommendations. One of the most important for public event was the rise of generative AI, which actually started in November 22 with the first version of ChatGPT produced by OpenAI company. So nowadays it seems that we have a tool that can give us answer to any question that we need. Of course, ChatGPT is not the only option. Nowadays, we have different but similar models like Claude or Gemini produced by Google. So all these companies are now trying to find the best system based or large language model, which would provide us with a unique experience and with answers that were never recorded before in history. Of course, there are some mistakes. These systems are still under development, but comparing the first version of ChatGPT and the current version of ChatGPT, we can see a great progress, and I guess in a few years it will be even better. Of course, there are other examples of the application of generative AI, because also there are some systems that can, based on a text prompt, generate you images like DALL-E or Midjourney. I'm sure that you already tried some of these tools, or even can create some videos. So now we will see a short video created completely by AI. So as you can see, for some of these videos or some parts of this video, you can tell that it is AI generated, but for the others, it almost looks almost like it is created by a human, and there is no wonder why last year there was a big strike in Hollywood industry, because now it's much easier to create some kind of video material, even without actors, without all other stuff, and even without particular scenery, and it's quite big change in this entertainment industry. So the focus of our course will be on the AI applications on to business problems and data. So for start, we will see what is artificial intelligence or AI. There are many definitions of AI, but generally two of them we can see here. First of them refer AI as a capability of machine to imitate intelligent human behavior. Or the another one is that artificial intelligence is the science of making computer smart. So both definitions are saying that we generally trying to create a machine which is actually a computer with a software which can do almost everything what a human could do, or even better. Artificial intelligence generally is a part of computer science, and generally the aim of this scientific method is to create intelligent softwares and computers that are capable to do everything what actually human would do. So they should resemble human intelligence for many activities that we as humans are doing, like processing of visual elements like photos or videos, or understanding others talking, or even to make some decisions based on the relevant data or on informations that we have. Here we can also mention Moravec's paradox, which states that contrary to something that regular consumers think, for computers, it's much easier to perform some acts that require intelligence. So for them, it's much easier to make a decision or to analyze a lot of data or to produce a summary of a book of 1,000 pages than to make some things that are for us as a humans very easy, even for children of 1 year or 5 years. Particularly in the area of perception and mobility. So for computers, it's still not very easy, or robots, it's still not very easy to perform tasks like the analysis of video or the analysis of photos, or to just recognize what on some scenery is, for example, an object, or what is live person or animal, or for example, the one of the tests for robots is how they can, for example, took an egg and move it to another location without breaking it or without dropping it, and it is, let's say, quite simple operation for kids, and for robots it's still a demanding operation. There are two, let's say, two sorts of artificial intelligence, strong and weak. Strong artificial intelligence is something that should be considered as the intelligence very similar to human intelligence. So it is something that you can see in many science fiction movies. So you have some robots that have feelings, have emotions, they have the sense of purpose, and they can laugh, they can read books just to entertain themselves, and that is something that we still don't have, but that is something that computer sciences are calling artificial general intelligence, or AGI. So this concept is used to describe broad intelligence that can solve many different tasks, and that have the characteristics of a real human, that have One of the major issues with artificial intelligence still is the problem of emotions, because for current solutions based on artificial intelligence, it's relatively easy to simulate this logic of human thinking and decision making and the analysis of several sources of data. But what is still not, at least we don't know that it is reached, is that artificial intelligence systems have emotions or have self-consciousness, that they recognize themselves as an entity. On the other hand, we have a weak artificial intelligence, and it is focused on a specific task. So all solutions that now we are implementing and using are actually related to weak artificial intelligence, and systems like recommenders on Amazon or Google, or systems that are used by Facebook or Tesla. All of these systems are actually designed just for one job. So the system in Tesla car is designed just to have the ability to drive a car from one point to another point. That it's quite complex, but it cannot do many other things that we as a humans can do. Currently, the focus of the practical applications are on the finding ways to explore and implement different forms of weak artificial intelligence. Generally, it can be used in many companies, like in companies selling stuff on internet for recommending the next product to be purchased, or in the banks to prevent online frauds, and many applications already employ some sort of weak artificial intelligence for these specific purposes. And now we will watch another video related to one of the examples that Google had 6 years ago. So you can imagine what they have now when they had this 6 years ago. So we will just watch this short video, and after that we can discuss about it.
Sorry, we cannot hear the sound.
I don't know
Maybe.
why.
Maybe you are not sharing the.
I'm sharing the screen and everything, so.
Yeah.
Great, thanks. Great. Have a great day. Bye.
Can you hear
Yeah,
it
now we
now?
see it.
Okay, I will just return.
Yes,
Sorry.
perfect. Thank you.
Assistant.
Sorry.
As I said earlier, our vision for our assistant is to help you get things done. It turns out a big part of getting things done is making a phone call. You may want to get an oil change schedule, maybe call a plumber in the middle of the week, or even schedule a haircut appointment. You know, we are working hard to help users through those moments. We want to connect users to businesses in a good way. Businesses actually rely a lot on this, but even in the US, 60% of small businesses don't have an online booking system set up. We think AI can help with this problem. So let's go back to this example. Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
So how can I help you? Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around? At 12 p.m. We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for? Just a woman's haircut for now. Okay, we have a 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. is fine. Okay, what's her first name? The first name is Lisa. Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd. Okay, great. Thanks. Great. Have a great day. Bye.
That was a real call you just heard. The amazing thing is the assistant can actually understand the nuances of conversation. We've been working on this technology for many years. It's called Google Duplex. It brings together all our investments over the years in natural language understanding, deep learning, text-to-speech. By the way, when we are done, the assistant can give you a confirmation notification saying your appointment has been taken care of. Let me give you another example. Let's say you want to call a restaurant, but maybe it's a small restaurant which is not easily available to book online. The call actually goes a bit differently than expected. So take a listen.
See how may I hear you?
Hi, I'd like to reserve a table for Wednesday the 7th.
For 7 people?
It's for 4 people.
4 people? When?
Next Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Oh, actually, we leave here for like after like 5 people. For 4 people, you can come.
How long is the wait usually to be seated?
For when tomorrow or weekday or?
For next Wednesday, the 7th.
Oh no, it's not too busy. You can come for 4 people, okay?
Oh, I gotcha. Thanks.
Bye bye.
Again, that was a real call. We have many of these examples where the calls quite don't go as expected, but the assistant understands the context, the nuance. It knew to ask for wait times in this case and handle the interaction gracefully.
Beograd, Srbija, ponosni domaćin međunarodne specijalizovane izložbe Expo 2020.
Okay, as you could see, these systems based on several applications, several different models and different techniques used, practically can change your assistants and do some jobs that would actually require a man to make a call. And this video is, let's say, 6 years old now. These systems are, yes, much more better, more advanced. About strong artificial intelligence, we have this concept that is called singularity. It's a hypothetical point where the artificial intelligence solution, by its capabilities, surprise the human capabilities. So that is the moment at which the computers are becoming as smart or they have the same abilities as we as humans have. So this is, we don't know when it will come or if it will come. There are quite different opinions among scientists, but many of them fear that at that moment, artificial intelligence, if not controlled well, could make some, let's say, bad decisions, because at that time it will be able to learn exponentially and to have self-consciousness, and again, it may see us humans as a threat to its existence. So it is one of the points that at which we need to be careful what to do, because maybe after reaching this point of singularity, AI will be smarter than us, and it's a question if after that we will be able to control it without safe mechanisms developed before. Some of the most popular examples that we use or meet every day are enlisted here. So you have these virtual assistants as Alexa or Siri that can answer any of your questions, or Amazon or any other big e-commerce giant or web shop is able to predict your previous purchases, and then to analyze your previous purchases and to predict what could interest you to buy next. Apple use many tools based on IE. One of them is biometrics, or unlocking a phone by using face scanner. If you use Gmail, you know, when you are typing some message, Gmail tries to finish the words that you are starting. So again, based on the analysis of your previous sentence and database that it has, the model that he is learning. Facebook or any other, Instagram, any other social network use artificial intelligence tools to choose the best ads that they could present to you. Google Maps, to all these companies that provide you different sorts of content, like YouTube, like Netflix, like Spotify. All of them use complex solutions which are analyzing your history, your previous content that you have used or heard or watched. And based on that, and based on some other data they have about you, they prepare a new proposals for you, what to watch next. So we will have this analyzed in details probably on our next meeting, and we will see what types of recommenders exist and how they are actually working. Of course, all self-driving cars, including Tesla, including Uber, including other companies, mostly in the United States, which are experimenting with self-driving or autonomous vehicles, are actually developing a lot of new hardware but also one of the most important parts of these autopilot systems are actually the software, which is usually based on the application of a lot of artificial intelligence methods. So we are witnesses that now we can implement artificial intelligence in almost every kind of industry, in healthcare, in production, in marketing, in retail. So there are various, almost everywhere in governmental services, almost in every aspect of our lives, in health industry. There are different kinds of applications which are used and supported by AI. Some of them are natural language processing, and we will discuss later about the options how AI systems actually can understand what we are talking, how they can transfer it to the knowledge that is understandable to us, and then to produce an answer, and then to give us the answer in spoken form. So all these speech to text or text to speech tools. Also, a lot of tools are based on automation, so that artificial intelligence systems are solving or working on some problems instead of human computer vision, of course, and pattern recognition. So generally, the common opinion is that artificial intelligence can bring us a lot of good in the future to come, and it can make our lives much easier and safer if applied well. Of course, there are some applications in military service, in cybercrime industry, but also we need tools to fight these potential problems. Some of the major applications, some of the major areas in which we can apply artificial intelligence are, as I already mentioned, some of them healthcare applications, so different medical processes can be supported by AI tools. Then predictive analytics, so the analysis of a lot of data and making a prediction and decisions based on the analysis of all this data that we have. One important application is in e-commerce and in the systems that recommend products or services for current customers in order to increase their satisfaction. In many systems we have, as already mentioned, natural language processing, so the analysis of sentiment of some consumer based only on the analysis of his look or tone of his voice and other information that we have on them. Also, some applications are related to Internet of Things. So nowadays you have a lot of sensors that could be connected on internet, and AI systems can collect data from these sensors and make decisions much better than human would do. Cybersecurity is one of the key problems, and again, AI tools are now successfully implemented in protecting us and our information systems, even our emails, from hacking, and many of them are implementing some kind of AI tools. Of course, the applications in traffic, in agriculture. In agriculture, AI systems are analyzing satellite images and then can suggest what to do on which part of the soil. And again, they can also, in addition to these satellite images, analyze the data about the soil itself, about its structure. So It can give you some proposals, some ideas what to do to improve your productivity. And the analytics, behavioral analytics, artificial AI applications are already on our mobile phones, so many of them are actually analyzing our behavior and give us some suggestions related to this. If you look at the history, artificial intelligence is not new. It is more than 70 years old, and many famous scientists known from some other areas are actually pioneers in artificial intelligence too. I guess that you have heard about Alan Turing. Alan Turing was a famous British scientist. There is a famous movie which was published some years ago about his role in the solving the Enigma problem during the World War II. But he had many brilliant ideas, and one of them is also the development of so-called Turing test. He developed this test in 1950, and it is still one of the relevant tests for testing the intelligence of computers or the machines. So the idea is that you have the interrogator, one person, which is asking questions to one human and one, let's say, computer. And based on these answers, he should decide at the end which answers were given by human and which answers were given by computer. And up to this date, we still haven't for sure resolved this test. We still don't have a computer which could confuse a human interrogator and present itself as a human. There was one attempt I think 10 years ago. There was one system which presented himself as a 13 years Ukrainian boy. So at that time, the interrogators were confused by the answer given by the system, but it was still not confirmed as a real resolving of Turing tests. Of course, now you have different tests for AI analysis. We will just mention this one as the oldest one and one of the most famous or most popular one. So the term artificial intelligence first time was used in 1956. In 1956, there was a famous summer conference at Dartmouth College in the United States, organized by mathematician John McCartney, and many famous mathematicians and computer scientists were present at this conference, and they discussed about the possibility to make computers intelligent. And that is the first time that this term artificial intelligence actually started to be used. At the same time, some basic sorts of artificial neural networks actually emerged or started to be used. And Frank Rosenblatt was one of the first scientists that produced something that was later used as a basis to artificial neural networks, which are very popular and very often used these days. In 1960s, we have some different methods also still popular and still used as machine learning techniques, and some of them are naive Bayesian classifier or support vector machines. In 1970s, we had an AI winter. So at that time, meaning that at that time, the researchers in this area were slowing down. So the funding was reduced. The results of the AI systems were not as it was expected. So at this period, a lot of scientists switched from researching in artificial intelligence to some other areas. But despite all of these problems, in 1960s we got a decision tree as one of the still very interesting method and still widely implemented. 1980s was the period where so-called expert systems were very popular. And this is a big difference because I'm sure that you heard two terms, artificial intelligence and machine learning, and usually use it simultaneously, right? So, but it's not the same. Artificial intelligence are actually the systems that resemble the human way of thinking and giving answers, resolving problems. And machine learning are the system that actually learn from data. And there is a small difference between these two, let's say, big groups of technologies, and one of them are expert systems. Expert systems actually belong to artificial intelligence, but don't belong to machine learning. Why? Because in expert systems you have a knowledge base which is created by human experts. So you have human experts which create some kind of database of knowledge. For example, for these kind of, if it's in medical service, for example, for these kinds of symptoms, this could be a disease, this could be cure. And for this another set of symptoms, another disease could be a solution, and another medicine could be a cure for this solution. So all of this is combined, is so-called knowledge-based, and then the software-based reasoning machine is developed to analyze this knowledge database and give an answer or to predict some kind of disease based on the symptoms that you enter here. And there are many other expert systems which were developed in this period of 80s and 90s. In 95, we got genetic algorithms which were inspired by Darwin's theory of natural selection, and 90s were also very, well, let's say popular or interesting because of the development of computer hardware and software. And this time the technology switched, so the computers became much more cheaper and available to, let's say, individuals, and also the power. It was possible to analyze a much larger sets of data compared to some previous periods where the capabilities of computers were quite modest. One of the most important moments in the development of artificial intelligence was in 1997. I don't know if you recognize the guy on the photo. I don't know if you all born in 1997, but this is Garry Kasparov. He was the best Czech player at that time. So generally, artificial intelligence and machine learning is very useful when you have some rules, when you have rules to be implemented, and these systems are very good working with the rules. And there is that is why first of the solutions were actually implemented in playing games. So in 1997, a famous company IBM developed a computer called Deep Blue, and Deep Blue achieved to win several matches against Kasparov, and that was, let's say, a turn point at which we had some kind of software solution that could do chess better than the best human chess player. Some years later, we had the same situation in Go. Go is ancient play usually played in Asia. It's very difficult. It has a very huge number of possible combinations, so it needs a specific kind of treatment and learning. And a few years after this match, actually we got a solution which beated or defeated the best human Go player in the world. In 2000s, we have more advanced artificial intelligence technique like reinforcement learning and many others, which we are using now. And generally, in the late, let's say, last 20 or 30 years, many of these algorithms are actually effectively implemented in real-life business application and solutions which can provide us better efficiency and productivity. And no wonder that this year, Nobel Prize in Physics was received by two scientists, John Hopfield and Geoffrey Hinton. Both of them are actually the pioneers in machine learning and in development of artificial neural networks. So that was a great day for artificial intelligence when two famous scientists received a Nobel Prize. I would make a short stop here because now we could have a 15 minutes break. If you have some questions, you can ask me now, or we can leave it for after the second hour of our lecturing. Is it okay with you? Do you have any problems with following my lectures, or it's okay for now? Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. So see you in 15 minutes. Now it's 2:50, so in 3:05 we will start with the or 3:05 we will start with the second lecture. So I guess we can continue our second class. So what are the main benefits of the application of artificial intelligence? If, of course, implemented well, some of the main benefits are listed here. First, we can get increased efficiency and productivity. AI systems can work much more and better than human-based systems. At least they can work 24 hours and 7 days a week. Just take, for example, some chat bot. It can serve many customers during the day, during the night, instead of human-based call center. Another very important benefit, particularly for the companies, are lower costs. Because if you use AI-based systems, many operations could be automatized and run very quick with much lower costs. Again, if we discuss about chatbots, it's much easier, much cheaper to have one chatbot than to have 5 people working in a call center. For the prediction purposes, generally AI solutions are have much higher prediction accuracy. Why? Because they are usually based on very complex models. For example, if you use there were some prediction models, of course, previously, but many of statistical models are actually based on some linear techniques. On the other hand, some complex artificial intelligence models, like artificial neural networks with several hidden layers, can model very complex processes or models, and therefore the accuracy of the results of the predictions is much higher than compared to some traditional tools. Another very important benefit is that if we combine AI tools with something called big data, meaning that we can collect a large amounts of data from different sources, and if we use some kind of supercomputers or of computers that can analyze a lot of data in units of time, we can get a very precise and in many cases real-time data. So you can make some decisions based on the most recent readings from different sensors or from different sources. And you may also include some complex data analysis in your decision making or in your prediction. Another important advantage is that contemporary AI systems can analyze not only text, but they can also analyze photos, audio, and videos. And it is very important for some of the applications that we will discuss later, but just imagine self-driving cars or autonomous vehicles, which are actually based on the complex analysis from many sensors, including cameras and LiDARs. AI systems generally are able to detect some relationships that we as humans, relationships in data that we as humans could not predict. And this is one of the very interesting and very important characteristics of artificial intelligence, that in many cases we can use these tools for example, for the segmentation of the consumers, not based only on some let's say, simple characteristics, but on some hidden patterns that we as humans actually could not see. We cannot see sometimes that some data is interconnected. Again, information retrieval and decision making based on several sources of data. Now, complex systems can use many different sources of data. Again, for example, self-driving cars are using cameras. They're using LiDARs. It's a kind of radar. They can also use satellite images and data from transportation centers and many other sources of data, and based on the analysis of all of these complex sources, we can make a decision. Of course, AI systems are computer systems, and they generally reduce human errors. They are not tired as, for example, humans could be, and they are not making some errors which human operators could make. Of course, one of the advantages enhanced customer experience, because now companies can serve more customers. The customers can get answers in a shorter time, and they would be they could get recommendations which are better suited for them. So generally, the customers could be more satisfied. Of course, there are a few issues, mostly related to privacy and security, but we will see some of them. First of one is data collection, and generally, almost all AI systems are based on the analysis of a vast amount of data. A lot of data you need in order to train a complex AI model. And this data can come from different sources, but again, it's important that this data could contain sensitive information, and they have to be collected in an ethical way and used in ethical way, because otherwise you can compromise your business model. The another issue, of course, data privacy. So all data that we are collecting, in many cases, they are containing some private sensitive information, and that is why we need to restrict the access to this data to only authorized personnel, which can use and analyze this data. Otherwise, the privacy of individuals could be compromised. Third one is regarding against data manipulation. Here, I don't know if you heard the term bias in your previous lectures, but one of the major problems in the application of artificial intelligence is the problem of bias. Because if there is a bias, which means that something is done, let's say, in a wrong way in previous period. For example, if you are building a system for hiring new employees, so human resource system based on artificial intelligence, and you use, of course, previous data to teach or to learn to train your system. What could be a problem if all your previous data about hiring new personnel have been biased. For example, general opinion, then the companies prefer to hire men to women, because women often go to maternal break, and they usually deal more with the children. When some child is sick, usually mother will stay at home. So it's general opinion that managers prefer to have male employee compared to female employee. And so if you use all previous data on your previous employment process, so you try to train your algorithm with we have these candidates with these characteristics and we hire this one, and next example for different candidates and second one was hired. So if you train your system with this kind of data, it will inherit the bias of humans who were deciding who to hire. So he will recognize the pattern. So even if you use it later, he will again think as previous managers were thinking, and he again will probably favor male employees to female employees. So this is one of the very important issues to ensure fairness in these modern systems. Is there a bias in data? Because if the data is not good, the solution will be, you cannot very often you cannot correct wrong data with a good system. There is a sentence, garbage in, garbage out. So if you feed your algorithm with bad data, the exit will not be could not be good. So be aware of this biased data when you are training your algorithms. AI surveillance and privacy concerns. Of course, again, we are witnesses that generally many state security agencies are actually implementing different surveillance techniques. Many of them are based on artificial intelligence, and you know that in many countries there was discussion that Huawei, for example, was developing very sophisticated systems with a lot of cameras and system that could recognize each individual person from these cameras, and this was in many countries forbidden. So this kind of surveillance is sometimes necessary if you are following some, criminal individuals, but generally there should be a balance between the security purposes and keeping privacy of each individual. Mitigating security risk, meaning that we should protect our algorithm from hacking and malicious attacks, because it should be very high level of security of your AI systems, because any attempt of unauthorized access or hacking and changing or manipulating with your data or your algorithm can produce scientific problems in the future application. So about types of artificial intelligence, we have only just this, and then we will start our examples. So generally, artificial intelligence and machine learning, which is more popular term these days, is based on learning on data that we have. So we are learning from existing data, and after we train our model, then we can use it for prediction of exits of different outputs for unknown inputs. So there are a few major types of artificial intelligence approaches. First is supervised learning. In supervised learning, we have an algorithm which is trained by feeding from one side different features or inputs, and from another side we have an output for these feature or outcome. So, for example, if it's some medical or diagnostic system, you have different symptoms, and on you train the model by giving him a lot of example for some set of symptoms, what would be a disease. Or, for example, in let's use this real estate price prediction. You have, for example, the flat of this service, this area located in this part of the city on the second floor with 2 bedrooms, with 2 bathrooms, with this type of heating is priced at this price. Some other apartment with some different characteristics has different price. So if you have a lot of these, a lot of data about many apartments in one city, you can create a model for price prediction. So when you enter some characteristics of some new apartment unknown to the algorithm, and you enter these inputs, you can get a prediction how much the algorithm thinks that this apartment should be priced. So generally, it tries to identify patterns in training data, so it can be used later on for some data that was not used for training. And there are different techniques used for supervised learning: regression analysis, logistic regression, decision trees, random forests, support vector machines, also artificial neural networks. Another type of artificial intelligence is unsupervised learning, and here we feed unlabeled data, meaning that we don't have outputs. We just have data about some elements, and we don't have some predicted or desired output or outcome. And the system itself then try to identify the logic or the patterns among data, and to make predictions based on these patterns. So here, in many cases, unsupervised learning is, for example, used for clustering. So you have a lot of data and you have a lot of customers, and you let your algorithm to make clusters, to make groups of customers with which are the most similar among themselves. And then you can implement different marketing techniques to different segments of your customers based on their characteristic which they share. And some of the methods used for unsupervised learning are grouping, anomaly detection, clustering, principal component analysis, and you can read the rest of them here. Next, and most recent one, we can say, is reinforcement learning. And here, the algorithm is actually get some kind of rewards when it correctly performs, and punishment when it makes mistakes. For example, it has some goal, and then he's trying to reach this goal, but every time when it goes in a good direction, it gets some kind of reward, and if it's going in a bad direction, it gets some kind of punishment. For example, you can create an algorithm which would play some game, for example, chess or some other. So you'll just leave a computer to play chess by himself without knowing any other previous chess matches, just knowing basic rules and this system of rewards and punishments. And the system is learning itself just by trying different combinations, and whenever some move is good, he will get some reward, and he will remember it for the next time. Okay, it's good to go in this direction. If he gets a punishment, it will remember, okay, it's bad to go in this direction. It's very powerful method, and in many cases nowadays they're starting to use reinforcement learning more and more. And some of the examples are Q-learning and deep reinforcement learning. What is deep learning? Deep learning is closely connected to artificial neural networks. I hope that you heard this in your previous courses. So artificial neural networks are actually inspired by the structure and the functioning of human brain. And it has some neurons, some layers of neurons, and all these neurons are fully interconnected between themselves. You always have an input layer in which all inputs to the model or to the system are connected, and you have output layer when you predict some output or the outcome of the model. And between input and output layer, you have one or more hidden layers with neurons or nodes. And if there is more than one hidden layer, then you can call it a deep neural network or a deep learning. And it is very popular nowadays in many of these systems that you are using now are actually based on complex artificial neural networks with many, many layers. Particularly in computer vision, you have different types of neural networks used to analyze of different photos. Okay, so these networks can create even with just one hidden layer. This artificial network could model any type of continuous function, and with two or more, even discontinuous functions could be very successfully modeled. So these kind of networks are used to analyze complex data, which is based on some nonlinear models, and to make decisions, to detect different relationships between inputs and outputs and other things. One of the frequent types of the applications of artificial intelligence tools is natural language processing. The idea is to develop the algorithm which could understand and process our natural language. So you can see now already real-time applications in virtual assistants and chatbots where you can say something and the algorithm should record spoken or written language, and then to transform it in a form which is understandable for him, to analyze what you have asked, then to, based on your question, generate the answer, and then again to implement the inverse function, text to speech, to give you an answer is in a form of spoken language. And this will significantly increase the naturalness of user experience. For average consumer, it's much easier to, let's say, speak with the algorithm and get the answer in a spoken form than to just type and read what was answered by the computer. There are different applications of NLP, such as speech recognition, text to speech, speech to text, automatic translation. You have Google Translate. I guess all of you are using that, answering question, and many other examples. And here is some kind of how we could define or divide machine learning to supervised and unsupervised, and some methods in supervised. Unsupervised are clustering and k-means clustering, and in supervised we have two groups, classification or regression, and there are listed some of the methods for whom I guess that you have heard of. So, what are the major applications in business? In many companies, artificial intelligence now plays a very important role, particularly related to make your customers satisfied and to improve the efficiency of your company. There are different purposes, of course, process automation, so to try to, let's say, change human operators in some jobs and change them with AI agents. Again, decision making and the analysis of large amount of data. The important benefit of the application of artificial intelligence algorithms is that they can automate many tasks and provide some insights that we as a human could not perceive or could not find in the data that we actually had. There are many applications in business in which it could be applied, including retail, production, marketing, finance, customer service. Some of them we will look later in detail. So generally, many companies are now trying to implement different solutions in order to improve their businesses. Here are some of the examples. For example, the Amazon has the AI systems that is used for product recommendations. So many recommenders and search engines are powered by AI solutions. Google uses AI solutions for its search engine and the analysis of the customer data in order to provide personalized results of the searches. Alibaba and on other digital retailers are using again different recommenders for their customers for products. Uber, Apple is using, for example, for facial recognition and the voice assistant, as we discussed. Facebook's, for example, based on the analysis of your friends and what you were reading earlier, suggesting news to your algorithm and to your page, and many other companies are included. So first of all, we will discuss about the applications in marketing, because marketing is very important for business, and many companies are now trying to go through some kind of digital transformation to implement many digital solutions in their business making, including turning more to e-commerce than to traditional shops, and implementing digital marketing instead of traditional ways of marketing and advertising. So the idea is that by using artificial intelligence solutions, companies are trying to increase customer engagement and customer satisfaction by different content and products which could be personalized, and some interactive experiences like different games which can be prepared and offered to customers. And when customers are more engaged, they generally are more interested and become more loyal. And here are some of the major applications of artificial intelligence. In marketing, we will go shortly to some of these examples. First one is market segmentation and targeting, and artificial intelligence is very powerful tool in making customer segmentation. Some studies show that personalized marketing approach is giving you 15%, 40% more effective than mass marketing methods, and it's quite simple. Generally, all digital marketing is better than traditional, and one of the main reason is this kind of segmentation. For example, just like look at a simple example. If you are, for example, selling cars, If you want to use traditional ways of marketing, you will usually, and you have some new model of car that your company is producing, you would usually make some kind of TV commercial and put it, and every customer, young or old, woman or man, all they will look at the same commercial about new car. But we are completely different when deciding what car to buy or where are looking for a new car. For example, when some woman is looking for a new car, what do you think? What is the most important thing that she will ask, that she will look at? Usually, one of the first things that woman will ask is which colors there are. So it is one of the most important parameter for them to choose a car. If you ask men, for them, color is not that important, you know. It could be black, it could be gray or white, and that's it. Maybe for Ferrari it could be red, but you don't want some different shades of different colors. They would ask probably more about technical details. What is the power? Which kind of transmission there is, and is it diesel or benzene or gasoline? So a completely different information. So and in digital marketing, we use it in order to create different segments. And for different segments, we create different ads, different commercials. So now you can make two videos, one for men insisting on the more, let's say, technical details about the car, and different video or different commercial for ladies, which is more focused on different colors and safety of the car and other things that they are interested in. And so just this simple segmentation between men and women can highly improve your chances to sell a car. And can you imagine if you involve artificial intelligence to make a segmentation and to group your customers into several groups with similar opinions, with similar expectations, and then you can create ads for each of these groups based on their expectations and based on their attitudes. And by this, you can significantly increase the chance to sell your product. So it's very important to have accurate and this unbiased customer segmentation. So to be this segmentation or division into groups should be based on data and not on something that is biased by humans. If we are grouping, maybe we have something in my mind that it's not true, and we are making probably bad segments or bad groups. So if we group them by same interest, they share the business, then, as I already told you, can customize campaigns, and each ad would be in line with the expectations and the interests of one group. So the chances would be much higher to make a goal. So how artificial intelligence contributes to effective marketing segmentation? As I previously said, it removes human bias. So it is completely data-based segmentation. It can find some hidden patterns which we could miss or which we would not see in the data that we would look. It can automatically update if something is changing on the market, so you can have this segmentation in real time if you have the algorithm which can collect data in real time and then make some changes into the segments. And of course, it has a very high level of scalability. So you can use it in many other, for many more customers. So, sorry. Again, when we are speaking about targeting, based on different predictive methods, which are based on consumer input, search history, and purchase behavior. We again will talk more next time about recommenders, but contemporary systems track your behavior on internet. So all these companies, Facebook, Amazon, Google, actually are tracking you. What are you clicking? What are you looking at? What are you buying? And all this data is collected in your so-called profile. So for them, it's very easy then to make you to know something about you and to add you to some segment using these sophisticated algorithms. And then based on your behavior, they can give some very personalized suggestions what you could to predict what you could be interested in. And again, here is example of Amazon, which had 29% of increase of sales just by using the systems, which was based on a lot of data that Amazon was using and on your behavior on this website, and again on the good segmentation of the system. Sale and product pricing, it's interesting because in economy there is a fundamental principle of supply and demand, and generally, as you know, when some product is scarce, it's not there is not a lot of this product on the market, the price go up. If there is a lot of products in the market, the price goes down. And generally, there are some, let's say, human-based methods how we can determine at which price we should sell, which is the optimal equilibrium of the price, because we don't want the price to be too low, because then the company will lose the money or the profit will be very small. But also we don't want our profit to be price to be very high, because the consumers will probably then go to our competitors. And how to determine the price is usually based on the historical and current data of demand, of supply, but also we should analyze our competitors and our current sales. And one of the interesting companies which implement these systems is Uber. I don't know if you used Uber, but for example, bus tickets in cities are fixed. The price is fixed. Also, a regular taxi prices are usually sick. You have, start is, I don't know, 3 euros, and then you have 1 euro per kilometer and something like that. But Uber has a very interesting dynamic pricing model. And at each time when you request an Uber, there is an algorithm looking on what is the offer at the moment and what is the demand. So for example, when it starts raining, a lot of people are calling Uber, and maybe if it's night, there is not enough drivers, so the price then immediately goes up. So this is also a motivation for others, for example, for drivers which at that moment are not driving, to get involved and try to get these higher prices for their services. Another example, for example, is if you heard for Airbnb or Booking, but Airbnb has this method where you can rent your apartment, but generally you can leave to Airbnb and its dynamic algorithm to give the price. So you give some, let's say, minimal price, but by analyzing how many searches for some cities are there and how many apartments are already booked. They can increase the price if you know there are only a few free apartments for some period and a lot of people are looking for apartments, so they could increase the price automatically, or the opposite, to decrease the price because there are a lot of free apartments, nobody is looking there, so maybe it's better to go with lower prices to get some kind of money for this, for your apartment for this period. So we already looked about this specific. And here also is one example of one PACE. It's a program used for managers. This software is used for hotel management professionals, and as I told you, they are analyzing a lot of parameters about seasonal trends, about customer demographics, about demand and offer, about even weather can be analyzed. Will it be raining or it will be sunny next week? So they are trying to make a decision or to make some kind of estimation what price should be the best. Market research and forecasting, again, is important for companies because companies, in many companies, it's very important to predict to forecast your sales in the next year because you need this information to organize your production process, to know how much of everything what you need for your production you need to purchase or to order. So there were some older systems, but new systems which integrate some AI solutions are much better because they could include a lot of different data, not just what was previous inputs in previous systems. And there are some solutions like IBM Watson system, or SafeFollows, Einstein systems, which actually are used for this business analytics. I'm sorry, we are about to end. I guess that you have another. I could have maybe just 1 minute to finish advertising, and then we will stop. So, very important option for artificial intelligence is advertising. So every day you can see a lot of commercials, a lot of ads on social networks, on different sites, on TV, on YouTube. So generally, the majority of methods are based on rule-based system, collaborative filter, or preference scoring. It's 3 types of how the system are determining which ads should be shown to you. First one is collaborative filtering. We will talk about it again. We're discussing recommendation systems. Here you will get the ads which are similar to the ads that were liked by the people who are similar to you. So it's some kind of social filtering. So for the similar people, we will show similar ads. The another one is preference score idea. Here, based on your own profile, which includes your behavior on the websites or past purchases or the other things, the system would recommend ads or will show you the ads based on your previous behavior on the internet. And the third one is rule-based. Here it's something like the expert systems which I mentioned before. The marketing specialists actually are creating the rules which ads should be presented to which segment or which group of customers, and this is the third approach. And AI powered machine learning actually are trying to collect as much data as is possible and to try to implement some of these methods. You can see a lot of ads on many different things. Generally, there is something called retargeting. When you look at some ad or try to buy something, but you don't finish buying, then on some other sites, when you are there, they will show you the same product. And also what is used in advertising is image recognition. So on your photos, systems are analyzing photos that you post on Instagram, for example, or Facebook or any other social network. And just by analyzing those photos, advertisers can see what is your style, what you like to wear, for example, some specific kind of shoes or some specific kind of hats. And then they will start to present you ads with similar products with the similar characteristics. So generally, the advertisers use different tools to approach existing and new customers and to promote the products to all of them. We said this about collection data of online search and product search. So in many cases, if you are looking for some kind of shoes on one site, AI will, particularly Google uses this on each network or website. You will get the online ad on another website with the same picture of the shoes that you were looking for. And finally, brand positioning. Companies should use different tools to improve their brand position and to hold the strong brand position or to try to improve brand position based on the let's say feedback from the consumers and to change whatever it is recommended to be changed in order to be good at the market. So sorry that I had to extend this a few minutes. So are there any questions before we finish today's lecture? Okay.
Can
Evelyn?
I ask you? Yes, thank you.
Yes.
So conclusively, can we say that market segmentation and product positioning is based to a Bayesian probabilistic modeling through AI? I don't know if you understand.
Many algorithms are not actually open by let's say, big companies which use AI for marketing segmentation, very often they don't make publicly available what kind of tools they are using for segmentation. We can just guess what kind of methods could provide us things like segmentation or clusterization, which we can use for these purposes.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Okay. We have another question, I think, but we need to finish soon because at 4 another lecture should start. So please, Andrea.
Okay, thank you very much. I will very brief. I have very brief question. The segmentation seems to be a great tool for the online marketing, but will be this not against to the GDPR rules from the next year? Will be it not equal to the profiling, or is it a different things?
That's a very good question. Yes, it could influence some things that actually we are now changing, but I guess that the big companies will find some solution of it will not be profiling in the method that we are using now, and we are now using cookies and other things that allow us to create a much more precise profile of each user. But generally, I believe that they will find some solution to exploit this good benefits of segmentation by modern technologies. Because if we go completely back to the time when you don't know anything about your consumers and you present to all of them the same marketing messages or ads, then we are not moving in a good direction. So I think that they will find some kind of balance or some kind of solution which will protect personal information, but again, use the benefits of segmentation, customer segmentation.
Okay, thank you very much. I also hope so.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the great.
Thank you, Andrea. So we need to finish now because at 4 you have another lecture. But I hope that I will see you again on Thursday at 10 o'clock. So on Thursday at 10 o'clock, we will have another hour of lecturing. And immediately after that, you will start with, I guess, more interesting part of this course with examples in Python. And it will be some of the examples that I have presented you at the beginning of presentation. So thank you very much to all of you who were present today, and have a nice day, and see you on Thursday.